good morning, good morning, and welcome to Tuesday Transformation Tidbits with your host, Patrice Thomas. I am so glad that you decided to join us this morning for another opportunity to come to you to fuel your faith, to sharpen your focus, and to push you into the next level of where we're going in Christ. I'm having a little bit difficulty with my screen this morning. So I'm asking you to bear with me as we travel through this next session of Tuesday Transformation Tidbits. On this morning, we're going to be going straight into what we're going to deal with this morning. And this morning, we're going to be talking about, once again, our conclusion of David on this morning. This morning, we're going to be focusing on, once again, hidden among the stuff. And when we're talking about being hidden among the stuff this morning, we're going to close this whole entire season or this whole entire series out this morning. And we just want to focus on one part. So we're calling this week 5 or hidden among the stuff, but still called series. This is week 5 that we're dealing with. And on today, I want to empower you as I conclude our series, Hidden Among the Stuff. I want us to realize actually what really happened with David. When we look at this, when God pulls you up and he stops shrinking you, and you become stop and you're stopped shrinking into the space that he never meant for you to be in, you stand taller because he is backing you. And I want us to realize on today that God has pulled us out. He has made us taller. We're no longer shrinking in the place that he really did not meant for us to be in. But we are standing taller. And because we're standing taller on today, we're stronger than what we ever believe, stronger to do great exploits for God. So on this morning, right quick, we're going to be looking at week 5, and week 5 talks about when purpose pulls you up, you stand taller. And our scripture anchor on this morning is 1 Samuel, the 10th chapter and the 23rd verse. And it says, they ran and brought him out. And as he stood among the people, he was taller than any of them. When purpose pulls you up, you stand taller than those are among you. Not because you have changed your height, but because you have been elevated in your position. And on today, to all of the Sauls that I've been calling you for the last couple of weeks on the line, I want you to know that God has pulled you up and he has pulled you out of whatever it was that you're in, and it's for the purpose sake. And because you're standing taller than anyone else that's among you, you're standing taller than those that once you were coming in contact with. Now you're standing taller to them. They said when they found him and when they brought him out from among the stuff, he stood among the people that was around him, but yet he was taller. God elevated him for purpose sake in his life, and God is elevating you for purpose sake in your life. So when we look at Saul, and just to conclude with Saul on today, don't know why I want to call him David, but we're talking about Saul on this morning. When Saul was first called, he hid. And most of us, when God calls us into the place that he wants us to be, into the place of purpose, we really hide because we're not ready to walk into the place that the Father has called us into. So we hide because we don't really want God to see us, not thinking in our mind that God sees us wherever we are. We can't go any place out of his presence. So Saul, when he called, he hid. He tucked himself among the stuff, the baggage, the pressure, the uncertainty. Saul, he stuck himself there. But when God said, go get him, purpose pulled him up. And just like purpose pulled Saul up, purpose is pulling us up this morning. And when he stood in the place that God called him to be, he appeared to be taller than those who were among him. Not because he suddenly grew, but because purpose changed how you carry yourself. I don't know who I'm talking to in this morning, but purpose comes to change how you carry yourself, how you're going to carry the place that God has put you in. So when we begin to really look at purpose this morning, purpose will straighten your back. Come on, everybody, straighten your back this morning. Purpose lifts your head. So no longer are you cast down with your head looking towards the ground or looking towards the floor, but purpose lifts your head. Purpose aligns your shoulder. Purpose, what it does, it shifts your presence. And purpose reminds you that I was made for this. Whatever God is calling you into on today, I want you to realize that you were made for this. I need somebody to look in the mirror, to grab their phone, to write in the chat this morning that I was made for this. You don't shrink in the place that God sends you. You expand and you rise and you stand taller. So on today's Souls that on the line, we are expanding, we are rising, and we're standing taller. There are moments, yes, that have come in your life when you felt as though that you weren't ready. We all have gone through those moments when God has pulled us into purpose, when God has called us to do something that we look at our skills and we look at our abilities, and we declare that I'm not ready. I don't belong here. Someone else should do this. As a matter of fact, we say the words out of our mouth. I'm not even qualified to do what it is that God qualifies. But I want to remind you this morning that if God really called you, he qualified you. He has equipped you to do the thing that he has purposed in him to do for you. God just doesn't qualify. God just doesn't call us and doesn't qualify us, but he gives us what we need in order to stand above those that he called us among. He gives us what we need in order to align us with the purpose that he has for our life. So, but when God pulls you out of the shadows, because I want you to know, when you're hiding amongst the baggage, when you're hiding, you're amongst the shadow and the weight of the stuff that you're hiding behind, it makes you think that it's stronger and that it's higher than your purpose. But when God calls your name, when he calls your name, Patrice, when he calls your name, what he does, he positions you in front of the people that he aligned you to serve. God's calling your name on today. You who are listening to me now, and you are going to come back and listen to the replay. He's calling your name. Whatever your name is, I want you to drop it in the chat this morning, because that's the name that he's calling you. And what he's doing, he's assigning and aligning you to serve. Your name is being called because you're going to be aligned to serve. And I want you to realize that you were meant for this thing that God is calling you for. It's no mistake. He knew exactly your total name that your parents have named you. Total name, Patrice Ann Fonville Thomas is my total name. The name my parents gave me was Patrice Ann. So when God calls me, he doesn't get me confused with my sister Anita. He doesn't get me confused with my sister Michelle. Although we look alike and people may mistake us, but God never makes a mistake. He understands the difference between me and my sisters. He knows for sure when he's calling Anita, he's calling Anita. When he's calling Michelle, he's calling Michelle. But when he's calling Patrice Ann, he's calling for me by my name to rise. And I'm telling you on this morning that God is calling you by your name. And he's telling you to get up, to arise, to assume your position. You will rise in this moment. You will rise at this time. You will arise in this season. When purpose finds you, your position shifts. You don't slouch in insecurity. So we're not slouching anymore, but we're rising up, and you rise into identity. Into the identity that the Father has called you for. You see, purpose gives you a posture. And our posture is up straight. Our posture is rising up. Purpose gives you courage. Courage declares that I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Purpose, it gives you divine composure. My composure stands in a way that no matter what comes my way, I hold on to the composure, to the characteristics, to who Christ is in my life. It gives you strength to stand. When you were once hidden, now you have been revealed. When we look at purpose, and as we go through the remainder of this week, I want us to realize on today that God has called you. He has positioned you. He has given you the posture that you need to go where God has called you from. So when God called you, you can no longer, as I said, remain in the shadows. You can no longer remain behind the baggage. I know the baggage was your place of comfort. It's like the blanket that you carry. It's the place of security. It's the place of warmth. But God is calling you out of the shadows. And when he calls you out of the shadow, he's going to call you by your name. He's going to position you in front of the people that you have been assigned to serve. Every one of us on this line, we have an assignment. And God is placing us, he's aligning us into the place that he wants us to serve. So we can't shrink back no more. We can't do anything that we were doing before I started this series. Because when I started this series talking about hidden, but yet you still are the one, God holds you accountable for knowing that you are the one on today. So this week, remember that purpose doesn't just elevate your life, but purpose elevates you. So you got to walk taller. All the souls on the line. You got to stand firm. You got to straighten your shoulders back. And you got to step or you got to walk into every room that you go in. Like God sent you there because he did. I don't know who you are, but when you walk into your office on today, when you walk into the supermarket on today, when you walk out your house on today, I need you to walk tall. I need you to be firm. I need you to straighten out those shoulders because no matter where you go today, purpose has been aligned with you. And purpose just didn't come to elevate your life, to take it to a new status in your life, but purpose came to elevate you. Elevate you in the things that God has called you for. Elevate you in the places that the Father wants you to be in, and elevate you to do what he has called you to do. He has taken away all of your baggage of insecurity, your baggage of yesterday, your baggage of feeling that you're not enough, your baggage of saying that someone else can do a job better than you. He has removed all of that from you. And now you walk with confidence. Now you walk saying that I was meant for this. No matter what this is for you on today, know today that you were meant for this. Family, friends, loved ones that are on the line, I want to encourage you to know that you've been pulled out of the shadows and you've been placed into a different place, into a different status. So walk like God has called you. Talk like God has called you. Declare those things that he has told you to declare out of your mouth. And walk in purpose, knowing that God has completed the work. And if he called you, he has qualified you on this morning. I don't know who's walking around like you're scared on today, but you got to loose that fear and know that God is going to give you the strength and the ability that you need to walk in God. Have faith in God on today. Know that you got to be strong and you've got to be courageous in the things that God has called you to do. Your purpose is here. And God is calling you to walk straight up. He's calling you to walk into a place that he knows that you will do your best because he called you to do it. Family, friends, saw that are on the line. Until we meet again, I need you to understand that you were made for where God is about to send you. And while you were hiding in private, he was preparing you for this public announcement that's coming. And the public announcement is coming that whatever your purpose is, he's telling you to walk in it. He's telling you to stand up right on today. He's telling you that he has called you for such a time as this. And he has made you to lift your head up and to walk into the place. When purpose pulls you up, I want you to know on today that you stand taller when purpose pulled you up. And purpose has pulled you up. Family, loved ones, friends on the line, I want you to be amazing on today and know that purpose has pulled you up. Stand taller and walk in where God has called you. Shalom.